How are you guys? Y'all had a good ride in? I know y'all a little sleepy, so I'm kind of be interactive. Well, I'm always interactive, so y'all can stay up today, okay? So we're gonna go through a little bit of the run of show today. Y'all are gonna be up and moving a little bit more. So today we're gonna first do some of our panelists. We're gonna go through the motion of take you out to different breakout sessions so you can learn more about your mental awareness, career readiness, real life scenarios, as well as financial tips. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're good, Mr. Roy? Amen, hallelujah. So I'm Shakita Russo. I'm the Executive Director for MBP Helping Hands. I make sure that these guys get everything they need from anything from food, hydration, whatever. I make sure to take care of their inside. So what we do here in Atlanta, we focus on education, mental health awareness, as well as career development. We have about 2 or 3 of my current interns in the room right now. So if you're in sports management or even just playing ball, we know it's hard for you guys to go get community service that you need as well as your internship hours. So I make sure I'm that person that you all can come to get those community service hours as well as those credit hours. So we're going to get ready and start off with our panelists, but I'm going to introduce my co-host as well, Mr. Jeff.
I'd just like to say hello to everybody, and it's a privilege to be able to be here. My name is Jeff Johnson. I am the founder and owner of JJE Media, which is a consulting firm, both business, sports related. I do a lot of media content production, business analysis, strategic planning, and different things like that, but mostly I'm a baseball fan, and I love black baseball. So glad y'all are here. The wisdom and the things that you're going to get from these gentlemen up here, it's going to be amazing. So take notes. Take notes.
Everybody should have pen and paper. I wholeheartedly believe in there's power in the pen. So if you look at the pen, there's some type of inspiration on it. If you want to switch out throughout the day, you can, or pick up an extra pen. And yes, please write. If you have questions, go ahead and write them down. If you need anything, write that down too so we can be able to assist you. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our introduction. And we're going to start off with Atlanta Gas Light.
Good morning. Good to be here. Very, very honored to have the privilege to be here with today. So, again, my name's Chris Graham. I'm with Atlanta Gas Light, one of the operations managers for our metro area region. So excited to be here, looking forward to conversations, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to connect a little bit later on individually.
Good morning, guys. Orlando Arnold. I'm the president and CEO of Pyramid Sports and Entertainment Group, full service sports agency. I represent NFL players as well as Major League Baseball players. I think for me this is special because I used to be you. I played baseball at Alabama State. So I literally know what life after sport looks like. And so anytime I can have these opportunities to pour into the next generation and just give them a few nuggets of wisdom, I'm always there for that. So excited to be here. I'll be here for the whole day. So if you don't have your initial question answered, feel free to just grab me, stop me, and chop it up.
Nico Goodrum, played 16 years, 7 years in the major leagues, won the World Series with Houston, Gold Glove finalist. At shortstop, I played every position you can probably think of except pitch and catch. Freshly retired, retired a month and a half ago, so I'm in my next chapter. I'm the founder of my foundation, which is Do Good Things. So I'm excited for this next chapter, so I can let you guys know exactly what it's like to go through the process of getting drafted, the grind. I got drafted out of high school, and I didn't go to college, but I can tell you that process of what it's like going through the minor leagues. I spent 8 years in the minor leagues before I got called up, and then I was in the big leagues from there on. So I can give you all about the journey, insides, in and outs of, how this game goes and what to expect, and when to get out.
Desmond Stiegel. I'm the head baseball coach at Maynard Jackson High School here in Atlanta. I'm also a teacher, and most of the I'm the regional director for minority prospects. Then you got, I'm a former Division I baseball player. I played at Grambling State. University. So I stayed with the game, and now I'm coaching and working with MBP. So I can give you a little aspect of people who really don't lose that love for the game.
Good morning again. My name is John Hollins. First of all, I'm honored to be here. As those gentlemen said, I remember sitting in those same seats that you are. I played baseball at Georgia State University, where I was all conference and honorable mention player of the year. Also got a free agent call from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Did not sign, but now currently am a marketing executive for CBS, Atlanta News First, as well. I serve on the board for Grady Memorial Hospital. I serve on the board for the 100 Black Men of DeKalb County, past president of the 100 Black Men, and I run a nonprofit called ATL Metro Leadership Sports Academy, which was the original Metro RBI program. You guys are familiar with RBI in Atlanta. The structure that is built today was a structure that I created when it first was a weekend program. Now, throughout the nation, everybody has adopted my format, and it's a powerhouse throughout the country. They've created breakthrough and other aspects of it in order to be able to get kids to the next level. The kids that you see right now, Lamar Butler, Michael Harris, Taj Bradley, Chandler Simpson, I'm probably missing a few of them, all played in the RBI league in which I created. And now that Antonio Grissom and Marquise Grissom has taken it over, they've taken it to great heights. So I'm here to share what you guys might want to know about moving forward. I've helped over 300 kids go to college, 30 in the pros, and so I understand that journey from a coaching standpoint and a recruiting standpoint. I see some Alabama State shirts. I got some guys down there, Devin Chandler. If it's some FAMU guys here, got some there. Jackson State guys got some there. Ramblin', Texas Southern, I can go on and on. So any way I can help you, I want to, and I'm glad to be here. Alex and Reggie, great guys in terms of what they've created, being able to create opportunities for minorities. So believe me, this is an honor to be here. And oh, by the way, Reggie played for me also.
Yeah, to throw that in.
Had to throw that in.
Had to make sure you know.
Good morning. I'm Tim Goodrum. I'm Nico's dad, as most people, that's what they call me. That's
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly here as a parent to be able to kind of forecast what it would be like to go from Little League to Major League. And I wrote a book that kind of gives you a glimpse of how that is, what to look at and what to look for. I think it was indeed a pleasure for me to be a parent to someone like Nico, in that he was a soldier and he was very focused on the baseball and other sports. But I think it's important that the parents are able to know what to expect. There's only been less than 21,000 MLB players since 1876. So we're talking about 150 years next year that there's only been 21,000 players that have ever played in the major leagues one day. So it's important for us to understand, not that it can't be done, but to respect what you're doing and to stay focused. And Nico will be able to tell you more about it. But from a father's standpoint, I coached him all the way up, and there were things that I did that, you have to almost sell out to that, to do that. Some things he missed, the prom, he missed a lot of things, girls, I'm sure there were some, but I didn't know about it. But missed a lot, so there's a lot of focus in that. But I'm here to kind of let you know how that's going to be, how it looks, what it looks like, and help out in whichever way that I can.
Okay, so we're going to start off with Nico. Nico, what was the biggest challenge you faced transitioning out of sports, and how are you currently overcoming it?
I'll say schedule. We're just so used to being a coach and having a schedule, and I'll look at my clock now and on the bus. I get to the bus to get to the stadium, and you're just going through a whole day of I guess you could use the word institutionalized, because I've been doing this since 18. So I did it 16 years, so I'm kind of, from my body to my mind, the way I think is all scheduled out, so I need to be somewhere, and my whole day is full of baseball. But now, I'm always trying to find things to do, and I try to realize we'll try to find out what's next, because like I said, I'm on the bus at 12 p.m. I don't get back home until 11 p.m. at night. So 12 in the afternoon to 11 p.m. I'm at the stadium. And so your whole day is pretty much planned out for you. So I guess now it's just adapting to find out what's next for me, how to, use my time wisely, and I can really dive into my foundation like I want to now.
Okay.
I'm curious about the times that you're not in your structure when you were in the game. What were you thinking during that time? I mean,
there's really not much time. Like my dad said, even when I was in high school, I didn't really have time to, dream, because things were set. So a lot of kids are dreaming on certain things they want to do, whether it's baseball or not. But if you do decide it's a sport you want to do, your time is consumed with that, and you don't really have that time. So I grew up pretty fast, so it wasn't a tough time for me to adapt to pro ball, because I was doing it already in high school, and the way I had to go about, going into classes, and I wasn't, showing out in class. I wasn't a troublemaker. I didn't talk. I just got done because I understood that I'm really here to play baseball, right? Which sounds messed up, but we had a goal that we wanted to make. Well, my personal goal was to get a scholarship. To college. That was it. It wasn't to go to the big leagues. It wasn't even pro ball. It was just I wanted to get a scholarship to go to get my schooling paid for. So the scheduling wise, it's a thing where there's not much off time, and when you do get off time, if you have a family, you spend it with them. If not, you just try to either you're eating right, you have an hour or two to read or be on a video game or something, but your whole day is at the stadium.
Okay. Dad. And I affectionately call him as Coach Des, so I can't really call him Desmond unless he's in trouble with you. So Coach Des, same question. What was the biggest challenge you faced transitioning out of sports, and how did you overcome it?
So I'll say actually mine was a little different from Nico. My playing days actually ended at Grambling State. And true story to all the youth, I know how it is at HBCUs, man. I was living my best life. And then I got a call from the coaches like, hey, we need you in the office at 9 a.m. So what's going on? They set me down like, man, your priorities are not where you need to be. And I was dismissed from the team with a year eligibility left. And they kept me on scholarship.
real quick, try to hold the mic in the middle, because that's a transponder. There, yeah. Let's see what happens there.
Testing.
Let's see what happens.
But so that last year, man, they kept me on scholarship. They did that for me, but I wasn't with the team, so adjusting was kind of hard. You're around campus every day, you seeing guys still on the team who you play with, but it was pretty hard, man. And rock bottom for me was we usually have y'all know about your scout days or your pro days, and I had some scouts coming to the pro day asking about me. And me having to explain why I wasn't on the team was like, that's real life. So, and I stayed in school. I got my bachelor's and master's degree from Grambling State, so I'm grateful for that. But it was just pretty tough trying to adjust. I didn't lose the love for the game. So, and one, my mom was here.
Let's get down to brass tacks. That's it.
Real fun. My mom.
Amen. Amen.
I done put all this time in you. You got a chance to go play at the next level. Right. From the team. I didn't even transfer. I had opportunity to transfer from Grambling, but I stayed with it. I had some real good guys, James Cooper and Davin here there. So stayed, got my degree and got into coaching.
Gotcha. So Chris from Atlanta Gaslight. As a student athlete, how can they start preparing for next success in corporate America?
I would say continue to grow your network. Think about others around you. Look for other peers, mentors, explore those different avenues of what other people are doing and find something that excites you. Because it is different when you leave the game, you spend all this time, effort, and energy on a common goal. And so now you kind of have to find the new you and what that looks like. And so other people that are willing to invest in you, or let them invest in you.
From a corporate perspective, all these gentlemen, young men right here, all of them might not necessarily go into the corporate world, but how or what they're doing now, their athletic, their regimen, their dedication. Oh, hello. Their dedication to things. How can that help them in the corporate world?
Oh, it's everything. And you probably don't even realize it right now, but your discipline, I mean, you talk about Nico and the schedule, that regimen, it gets you accustomed to what it's like in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got to be there on time. You got to stay till a certain time, and that takes discipline, it takes work ethic, it takes commitment. And so all of those things are skills that you're learning on the field from your coaches and your peers. So it very much plays a major role in the workforce.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Orlando, how has your experience as an athlete shaped your approach to life and career today?
I think it's helped me wholeheartedly. Specifically speaking, I think Christian's touched on it, and Nico touched on it. The skill set we learn from the time we pick up a ball follows with us, which is sharpening. And so when you're out there with your dad or your mom or your coaches, you have to be, if you want to be the best, you got to put the work in to do it, right? And so when you graduate and you get into corporate America, if you want to be recognized as great in what you're doing in your job or your entrepreneurial life, you understand that I have to put in the work. And so for me, even now, as I'm talking to the athletes that I represent, and not necessarily on the field, because whether they're picking up a bat or throwing a football, they're going to do what they do. They got there to a certain point, they love the sport. But now it's about setting them up for success after sport. It's the same mindset of if you want to be great, just like you are in spring training, then let's figure out how you can be great each off season, learning different skill sets and putting things in place. And so for me, it's just continuing to understand if I want to be the best, I have to put in work, no matter what you're doing. Yes, my sport, my playing days are over. Similar to coaches, I was a pitcher at Alabama State. I hurt my shoulder, a freak accident over summer lifting weights. I had an impingement. I just feeling like, all right, I'm going to my senior year. I just said, all right, let me be the assistant pitching coach. That's exactly what I did. I started charting everything. I started making sure my teammates were better prepared, looking at all that, because I mentally shifted to, listen, I can come back, but I was a reliever. I wasn't starting anymore. So I didn't have a whole bunch of stats to say, all right, let me go try to go to the league, even though I was a lefty. I just made the shift. And I said, I literally did that. I'm going to be the best teammate I can be. And that's what I did my senior year. And then that propelled me into what I'm eventually doing now.
Something that grabbed me right there was you seized upon an opportunity. You seized upon an opportunity. Mm-hmm. Even though you had something was wrong. You got injured, and it put you into that position. What sort of fortitude does it take? Well, actually, not to be scared to say, can I do that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to ask sometimes, yeah.
Well, at one point, not only the fortitude, but you have to have confidence, you have to be humble. Because we have this mental pedestal, and that speaks to our mental health as well. Like, we all look at ourselves as we're the man. But you got to remember, when we go to college, you go to the next level. I'm sure we go to the man everywhere we go. Right? Then you got the big league, like, I'm with 26 other young men. Right? When I came to Detroit, got Alabama State, I was like, oh, I got teammates from McNair, from Southwest, from Bay, from West State. They was the man too. And so you have to humble yourself to understand, all right, this is where I can fit in. Because at the end of the day, it's about commanding respect and earning respect. Everybody is not going to be the greatest in a particular sport, but you can still be great in life and a great human being. And so for me, it was realizing like, okay, I can't go anymore. At least not right now.
Right.
So am I going to mobilize it, or am I going to be great at this now and go help my teammates? Because my pitching coach is working on fundamentals. Well, I'm watching, why can't I start turning pitches and letting go? Stuff that we see now in baseball, analytics and all that. I was doing that in 2004 because I decided that I want to be great for my teammates. But you got to humble yourself. You got to put your pride aside. And that's not always easy.
Got it. That's a great segue into our community services. Thank you. Mr. John, why is community service and give back essential to the development of a student athlete?
Well, I can speak from each individual, not just a student athlete. Coming from my teachings, coming from my father. And he started the first football program in East Lake Meadows, which was called Little Vietnam. Anybody who grew up in Atlanta, know, it was one of the toughest areas in Atlanta. Murders every day. He was a police officer, and he said, I think if we give structure and give back to that community, we can help those kids. And the first person who signed up was me. So I played football over in Little Vietnam. But it changed my life because it showed me from an early age the difference you make when you give back. As a student athlete gives back, gives you a chance to reflect upon the rest of your life by looking back upon your life, helping others who need a helping hand, strengthens your future on what you're trying to accomplish because it gives you a foundation of success. I take kids to Curacao, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and I did that because I had a lot of kids who would sign big contracts but never gave anything back to our organization. And I had to look in the mirror and say, what have I done and what can I do better? And I didn't teach them the importance of giving back. So I wanted them to see kids from the islands who love the game with passion, who give every opportunity they can because they're thankful for what they have, and for them to reflect upon that. So as a student athlete, back to the original question, if you find yourself giving back to your community in which you came from, wherever that may be, even outside of your community, seeing someone in need and giving to them, you'll learn a lot from that community. You'll learn that God made us all pretty much the same. We were just born with different circumstances. And so giving back strengthens your future, your presence, and also the people around you. That's why it's important to give back.
Yes.
How do they either good back now? That's a hard thing for us to do. You may do a big thing for people, but giving back is so people get back. After they gone from, like say, an All-American game or the League, whatever, you know, get them out so much. It's no such thing.
And I'll tell you, that's a great question, Alex. The thing, this is an opinion, I haven't done a research study on it, but the thing that I found, and talking to Deion Sanders' agent before he passed away, he and I laughed about this. He said, as black athletes, many of us come up from very humble beginnings, so we come up with our hand out. And when we get the big money, we clutch our fist up. We don't want nothing to get out of it. But as my grandmother taught my father, if you have your fist closed and nothing gets out of it, nothing gets in.
Correct.
And so, you guys, we traditionally, as Alex said, don't give back. We don't give back to our universities. We don't give back to our community. And I think it's a mindset that everybody's trying to take from you. You've grown your whole life not having. And now that you have, you're trying to hold on to it. But see, here's the thing that I will tell you. Knowing which your gifts come from. If you know your gifts come from above and from others who helped, the more you help, let me tell you something, the more God pours into you. And And I'm telling you from personal experience, people ask me the accomplishments that I've had and what I've done, and I have to give the praise to God because I give, because it's what I know how to do. But then I get a phone call from a millionaire saying, I got $10,000, I want to give you a program. I heard about you. Atlanta Gas, Pedro Cherry, he calls me up. He says, John, man, you're doing amazing things. You don't market yourself enough. You don't talk to people. Man, you changing lives. I said, because I'm busy on the street changing lives. Some people busy in your boardroom hustling. I don't have time to do that, and I got to figure out a way to do better. But God always finds a way to get you guys to call me and say, hey, we want to do it. So as Alex said, each individual in here, make it your purpose to whatever you do in life. If you make it to the league, if you just become a great productive citizen, find a way to give back to your community. And if you give back, God will bless you more than you ever knew.
And I just wanted to say too, all along with that, keep a grateful heart. Remember that we're blessed to be here every day. So why not give something back? Doesn't take a lot, but it takes something.
Mr. Tim, what advice would you give our student athletes who are unsure about their next step after sports?
Well, and I've said this to Nico, and I told him, I said, you have more life after whatever you want to do, baseball, football, track. You got to have more life after that season of sporting is. So the preparation part of it, and Nico and I have had conversations, and we had conversations almost every night after he played. We would talk about things. We would talk about baseball, but we would talk about these things and what the development and what you all are getting from baseball that you don't know that you're getting. And Nico alluded to it, being on time, going here. Keep being accountable is the number one piece. And I sometimes feel guilty because I hammered him on making a strikeout look the same as a home run, looks the same as an error, looks the same as a throwout. All those things have to look the same because from a intestinal fortitude part, I've seen Nico, and I use him as an example because I've watched him on TV, seen him go through a slump. On TV, seen him go through a slump. And still have to go out there and play all these positions that he has to play. And you all know somebody that can go play short knee, he's got a baseball, he's got foundation, all these things are going at once. And I attribute that to, playing all those positions. Got to be able to play them at once. Hey, Nico, go out there and do this, do that. So for you all, I would say use this mentally to prepare yourself for when you go out, the discipline of being on time, being dressed correctly. Some of the music you listen to is going to even be that because I'll pull up by and hear what you're listening to sometime. And I'll say, well, they mind not in the right place. I'm serious. And that's, I can ride by and sit there at the thing here. And it's all right. But I'm telling you, the world is making a judgment of where your mind is.
Somebody's always watching.
Somebody's always watching.
Before we get go around to our next round of questions, fellas, do you guys have a question? Anybody? Any thoughts? Suggestion, ideas? Okay.
I got one for Nico.
If you always had negative stuff around you, you're not even going to feel like you can overcome no. You're not even going to feel like you can be as resilient that you really are. Right? All of us, I'm sure, we work out. I can remember working around Bama State's campus as a freshman getting mile runs. And I would hate doing mile runs because I don't like running. I don't. And I was a pitcher, so you know pitchers got to run the most.
And my coach Watkins would tell me all the time, he said, listen, when you really get tired, you're really not tired. That's your body saying you're tired. That's your mind making you think you're tired. But you're really only 40% tired. And once he told me that fact, once I would feel myself getting tired, I would just say, keep pushing, keep pushing. And if I say keep pushing for about 45 seconds, the quote-unquote second wind would kick in. But that's me understanding that I can't give up because I need to finish. And that's the same thing with resiliency. You gotta find a way to fight. Whatever your trigger is, whatever your go-to is to get you to keep punching, keep fighting, you gotta master that. Because there are gonna be plenty of times in life when somebody tells you no, where a door gets shut, or a quote-unquote dream doesn't get fulfilled. And so now you have to figure out how to pivot. Like Nico said, change your approach. And then you gotta keep moving forward and find a way. It may not be a straight line, but you're gonna get there somehow, some way.
Okay. Before our next question, any other questions from the audience?
I don't know if y'all gonna get into it. I want to jump on a line of gas, like, and talk about, at the end of the day, everybody in here at some point is going to be looking for opportunity as what you guys.
Yeah, but go ahead. You got it.
You know, I want them to understand that they're in a situation in front of real big people. You're going to need an opportunity at some point. I know everybody think they're going to play forever, but like Nico, he made it to the big league, which is 0.5%, especially African American. Once you guys understand it, life after sports, that's what this conference is about. So, what are you guys looking for? One is the athlete and quality you're looking for, when you're hiring.
Well, I think we've talked about a lot about qualities so far today. We look for folks that are dedicated. They're going to show up on time. They're going to come in. They're going to be willing to accept feedback in order to grow. It's quite the adjustment going from where you guys are at into a corporate world or just the workforce in general. But we do look for folks that have the same transferable skills that you have because they apply so much in what we do day to day. Some of you are probably team captains, and those turn into leadership skills in the workforce, right? You can give back and think about others because the game is typically is bigger than you because it's about your teammate, the person next to you. So we spend a lot of time and effort in making sure that folks on our teams are successful. They're hitting their goals in their careers so that it ultimately impacts them and their families in a positive way. But to some of the feedback earlier, you have to be able to take the feedback. You have to be able to be resilient and those kinds of things because folks want to help you. They want to help you grow. They want to help you do well. And you guys really have all those skills through the game. It might just take you a little while to be able to see.
Last thing for me, with the new generation, with my daughter got an iPad, I know they're teaching York and things like that. Same thing with how you deal with kids every day, like we do. How is the new generation employee different? I know from back in the day, it's kind of a little bit more focused, a little bit more driven, but everybody want to think they're going to be an entrepreneur, right? Correct. Everybody think they're going to be the boss, right? Which is not realistic when you run a country. So, how has it been difficult hiring kids nowadays, and having them work for 5 to 10 years compared to the past?
Sometimes, you don't see the folks that are looking at 30, 40 years down the road when they come in the door. Because you do, sometimes I get, when I ask folks what they want to do, they say, hey, I want to do what you do. Because you don't know what I do.
It took a while to get there.
It took a long while to get there. So being able to sit them down and explain to them what it looks like, what the path looks like, and just, having that specialized, those intentional conversations with them giving them milestones along the way, showing them their accomplishments and the impact that it has back into the business and their peers around them has definitely helped. But you do kind of tend to have to slow it down a little bit and let them see that it's kind of similar to the game that's typically bigger than you.
Right. And we have 2 more questions. Coach Des. Coach Des is in education. Coach Des, if they wanted to get into the education system, whether it's teaching, whether it's coaching at a high school, I think we also have another high school coach in the room. Yeah, back there. What are some steps or what are some advice that you would give them of going back to be a teacher and going back to be a high school coach?
I was actually going to say that's probably one of the quickest ways to get on your feet. I know because me personally, I didn't want to be a teacher, but to be a coach, obviously you're going to have to do something in the school system. Both of my degrees, either in education. I got one in my bachelor's in mass communications and my master's in sports administration. So I never thought that I'd be a teacher, but I turned out to like it. I've been teaching for 5 years now. Obviously, the school system has good benefits that a lot of young people overlook. I would say, especially going back to where you're from, it'll mean a lot to you. So if you can, even if it's starting off as a hall monitor, I mean, you're in the school system, you can also have your own businesses on the side as well, but there are many avenues through education along with coaching that'll help you out to get on your feet. So that's what I actually started off doing. I was a hall monitor, moved into a paraprofessional, and now I'm a lead special education teacher. So I have teachers that report to me in the social studies department, and I'm a head coach. So.
Okay.
Let me touch on that, not from an education standpoint, just once baseball is over for you in college and your next steps, and maybe like my youngest son, he said he was going to law school. Like my oldest son, he said, I just want to stay in baseball. You got to be willing to, as, how do I say this best? When people come talk to me about working at the facility and working with ATL, I need people who are willing to work for free so I can pay them. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but when you come looking for money, then I'm not the place. Because you're not going to get rich doing what we do. But if you come looking for work, then you can make good money. Some of my trainers make $1,000 a week. They had no idea they make that kind of money. They worked it up. But it's there. Not only that, aspects of working in the game through education. I know he hates when I call him out, but one of my students who I coach at Morehouse is now a Major League Scout. And he graduated college, Phi Beta Kappa, could have gone on to Princeton to get a master's, but he wanted to stay in baseball, kind of like my younger son. And so he took a job as an intern with the Mets, knowing that he may not make a lot of money doing that, but he knew he loved baseball. Now he's one of the top pro scouts. Jason Davis, sitting in the back there. Jason, go on and introduce yourself, man. You know, I'm gonna call you out. And he knew he wanted to stay in the game. So if you want to stay in the game, this right here, Minority Baseball Prospects, creates a resource unlike anything we had when we were coming up. And if you connect with Alex and Reggie and everything that they're doing, they'll put you in places that you would never be able to get into. But you're going to have to work your butt off when you get there. Be willing to work for free, and you'll make some money. But if you just come in for money, then this is not the place for you. And I hope you understand that I may not be saying it correctly, but if you're willing to, I mean, you look at, I'll give you a better example. You look at the top brass in Major League Baseball. Now, their financial situations might be a little bit different than yours and mine was. But they go in and do interns, working in the front office for free. Stan Cassidy, who's a part owner of the Dodgers, minority owner of the Dodgers right now, he walked into Ted Turner's office. First of all, he saw him at the St. Louis Cardinals game, and he said, I want to work for you. And he said, what do you do? He said, I just finished my law degree. He He said, well, I don't need any lawyers. He said, no, I just want to work for you. He said, well, I don't have any jobs available. He said, I'll do anything. So Ted Turner said, you'll do anything? All right, then meet me in my office next Monday. Next Monday, Stan Cash was standing knocking at his door. And they wouldn't let him in at Turner Field, the old Turner Field. And he said, sometimes Stan Cash was saying, you offered him a job. He said, I don't know about a job. I was drinking. Maybe I said, I don't know what I said to him. Let him come on up. So he came up and said, you told me I could come work for you. I come. He said, I don't have anything to do. He said, I told you I'd do anything. He said, I remember you. He said, I tell you what I need you to do. I need you to sweep the office. I need you to sweep this office. And then I'll figure out what you're going to do. He said, I'll sweep the office every day if you'll give me 30 minutes to tell you what's on my mind and how I think I can grow your business. He said, okay, start sweeping and clean the bathrooms too. At the end of the day, Stan Cash came looking for him to say, I need my 30 minutes. They said, man, Ted Turner left. So guess what the next day he was there waiting on him. He said, you promised me 30 minutes. He said, man, you're not going to go away, are you? He said, well, you promised that you would give me an opportunity. He said, tell me what's on your mind. Long story short, he hired him on to the Braves. He later became the president of the Braves. Then he was the president of the Hawks. Then he combined and went up and became president of the Washington Nationals. Now he owns the Dodgers. If you're willing to work for free, you can make a lot of money in this game. If that don't make you understand, then nothing will.
Real quick,
These are y'all last advice. I was getting ready to tell you guys.
Say, find something that you love to do and you will never consider it work. He said working for free in baseball too. There's not many positions that you're gonna do for money. I mean, these high school coaches, some of your HBCU coaches, they not getting paid much. So you want to find something that you genuinely love, and you will never look at it as work. Because I never, like, I used to teach the coach. Like, I'm only doing this just like coach a baseball team from 4 to 6. But I've genuinely grown to love educating these kids. Like, I work in one of the worst neighborhoods here in Atlanta, and like, I've been gone too long or something. Like, I'm missing my kids doing TikToks, little stuff like that. But it grows on you. So find you something that you love and chase that.
Okay. Last advice.
I want to leave you guys here with 3 things. One, make sure you're always networking. Always. Okay. Networking, that means introducing yourself. That means if you see somebody on social media, it doesn't have to be Instagram. It can be LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, ask your business. If you're in college, ask your business professors. Okay?
Networking is key because you don't know who will mention your name in a room that you're not in. Okay? That's the first thing to do. Second thing to do, get a mentor.
All right? Have somebody you can ask questions unapologetically that has walked your path. Or even if they haven't, they're willing to help you and be a listening ear of wisdom for you. Now, you have to make sure you let your mentor know as a mentee what your expectations are. Because if you don't, it's not going to be, you're going to feel fulfilled. Right? But get somebody who you can call on, who you can ask advice, who can give you some of the steps of success and prevent some of the pitfalls that they may have made. And the third thing I think is you have to be open. I didn't know I was going to be a sports agent when I graduated from Alabama State. I was a regular TV maker. I had no idea. All these things in life after sport, and working in sports, and working in business, and doing these things transferably, they didn't exist like they do now. And so, but what I was I was a hard worker and I was open. And I kind of went from radio TV, I got into sales, I realized I liked that. I used to coach, I was already out in Alabama. One of the first people I called in Atlanta was coach. Before my guys in Montgomery played against the Atlanta team. Right? He was the open media young guy back then in 2012. And so that made me realize how much I love sports. And then I obviously sports agent, but I was open. I was open to just kind of see where it took me And all these things that all of us talk about, transferable skills, it just kept going. Things I learned playing sports kept going. So one, network. Two, get a mentor. Three, be open.
Got it. Lesson advice. Yes, sir. Mr. Chris.
I don't know that I can say any better. I mean, you know, just like I said earlier, be open to feedback, be willing to learn from others. You know, a lot of us have mentors, a lot of us lean on other people. From an ego perspective, it might feel like you might be too good for that, or because I can tell you I probably did at one point, but let people help you. People care about you. People want to see you do well. So be open to having mentors and allowing those opportunities to come your way.
Thank you, guys. We're going to get ready and transition to how money works with our financial tips for you guys. You can kind of hang out for a moment, about 5 or 10 minutes. They're going to come on up. And if y'all have any questions why how money works, I'm going to ask for you gentlemen to step in the back. And also, Atlanta Gaslight, if you don't mind talking to our guys, if they have any questions, that would be perfect. Why how money works transition. Thank you. Take a picture, heat or rain. I'm going to get in the middle of you guys.
Where do you want them now? How money works. How money works, huh?
I love y'all, but can I get y'all?
All right. I heard I don't need a mic, but I might need a mic for you guys today. My name is Rose Macias. I'm a financial educator. You know, all the stuff they wish. How many of you guys wish you were taught about money in school? Anybody? Can we just like stop and breathe for a second? Can we not fall asleep every night thinking about this one topic, money? Now, how many of you started sports because you wanted to get good with making money? Like you wanted to be pro. Anybody want to be pro? Like real pro? Like you're doing it for the money? How many of you guys are doing it for the love of the game? How many are both? So majority are both. How many of you guys are just not going to participate? Anybody? No? Okay. All right, got a few of your attention. Well, I'm definitely excited. I am an athlete myself. My nickname was Animal growing up. Wondering, Animal? Yeah. And I was a goalie for 22 years, believe it or not, so don't step in my box. I will take you out. Luckily, I don't have a box today. But let me tell you, women, when it came to what do we do after sports, it was something we always had to think about. Not much pro for women these days when it comes to sports. So we always had to think about something else. But honestly, I never thought I would ever stop playing the ball. The smell of goalie gloves, I can't tell you, it's probably the same smell that you guys crave when you're putting your glove on too. So I also want to disclose to you that we work heavily with our NFL Alumni Association. We speak all the time to NFL pro athletes. We help them going into the NFL and exiting for retirement. We also talk heavily to our U.S. military. Anybody have any family from the military in the room? All right, we serve heavily with our military. Matter of fact, I'm going to be speaking to them pretty heavily in these next couple weeks. I'm really excited about that too, and especially talking to our heroes. But there's just something that all of us have in common. We just weren't taught about money. So you guys okay with learning about money today? Is that a cool topic? Can we spend just a short period of time talking about money? All right, cool. Well, let me tell you about a few people in athletics. Do you guys know who this is? This is a former heavyweight boxing champion who made over $400 million in his career, and he filed for bankruptcy in 2003. Anybody know who this is? Ooh, all right. Ding, 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 ding. Next one. Former NBA star made over $200 million during his career, but faced financial troubles after retirement. Who is this? Oh, you guys are good. This is the room. All right, next one. Former heavyweight boxing champion who made over $250 million in his career, but filed for bankruptcy in 2008. Oh, okay, almost there. Next one. Former Olympic sprinter made millions in endorsements and prize money, but filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Miss Jones. How about this one? Former Major League Baseball pitcher made over $114 million during his career, but filed bankruptcy in 2012 after failure of his video game company. Anybody? Do we know this? Did we know this? Are we learning today? Most of you know a majority of their stories. Former WNBA made millions in endorsements and salary, but filed for bankruptcy in 2004 after a string of failed business ventures. At one time was called the Michael Jordan of WNBA. How many of you guys are feeling it right now? What do you notice? Big bulks of money coming to an individual and yet not knowing what to do with it. It's not about how much money you make. It's about knowing what to do with it. Okay? How many of you guys have had a good amount of money in your pocket at one point? How fast does it stay in there? Or how fast does it go? Right? Last one, the professional golfer earned over $40 million during his career but faced financial difficulties during the gambling addictions. Oh, John Daly. All right, so number one, financial awareness is the number one economic crisis in the world, but yet no one talks about it. We all fight about it. My family definitely didn't talk about it. I come from a very Latin-rooted household. I know you guys probably thought I was Weta, but I actually am Latina, and we have an incredible family. We didn't travel much growing up. We didn't go holidays and stuff like that. But what we did do is that we cherished the time that we had because people were always sick around me. Anybody grew up with family that was just sick all the time? I had parents growing up that were super sick, medical bills like crazy, family members always sick. By the time I was 16, I was working multiple jobs, and I was going to school, of course, in high school. And then when I got to college, I was working 3 jobs and playing sports, and I had no time, no energy. Very young, and I was filling up 3 fridges, my mom, my dad's, and mine. And I always was obsessed with why don't we have money? My parents were very highly educated, had multiple degrees, and yet I saw my mom with 2 degrees, working at the hospitals, at the psych ward, special needs teacher by day and cleaning rich people's houses on the weekend. And I knew right there that I was going to do something different with my life. So what's your vision for your life? Maybe it's not crystal clear right now, but maybe there's something that you want to accomplish. And let me tell you, the love of the game is in my heart to this day. I still remember my last day. I get to be a coach in a different way now, which is really cool. But what is your vision for your life? You got to be thinking about this. Now, the things that I'm going to go to you today, that I'm going to bring to you today, the financial industry keeps it from us. Do you ever feel like there's something that they're leaving out of school? Why aren't we taught about certain things like taxes or market crash, or what does it even mean to be an investor? What does compound interest even mean? They leave this all out. Matter of fact, 28 out of 50 states right now teach financial literacy, and it's nothing like you're going to hear today. Nothing at all. Matter of fact, in our cartoon 5th grade reading books over there that we have, that we're getting all across the nation, we talk about 7 different money milestones that you want to learn. The first one is that you want to get educated. And today we're going to talk about a couple things that I know will just completely change your life forever if you internalize it. Number 2 is you got to think about benefits. Somebody brought it up. He said, think about benefits. Young adults don't think about benefits. Today's a little hard for me, guys. I'm going to be very honest with you. I just lost a friend about 48 hours ago. And he was an athlete too, 36 years old. And number 2, he did right when he passed away. He left a lot of things in place. His will and trust is properly protected, and he left multiple millions to his family at 36. And I'm going to dedicate the rest of this speech to him so I can get my mojo back up. Emergency fund. Emergency fund is more. What do you need every month to pay your bills? Whatever that is, times that by 6 or 12. We used to say 3, but after COVID, wouldn't you agree? What would it be like to have a whole year's worth of savings in your account at all times? Wouldn't that be great? I mean, just imagine what $100,000 feels like in your bank account right now. Doesn't that feel good? Okay, now imagine $1. 100K, $1. Which one smells better? Totally different energy. The way you walk, you guys think you're confident now. Wait till you start getting some zeros behind your name. In savings. Next one, debt management. We're going to talk a little bit about interest rates today. How do I not get caught up in these interest rates where we constantly get in this cycle of debt? Cash flow. Do you need to make more? Do you need to cut back? How many of you need to do both? Make more, cut back. Make more, cut back. Yeah, both of us. That's our country, right? We're not getting paid enough. We're not keeping up with inflation. California sure isn't, that's for sure. I know everybody in my neck of the woods has 3 or 4 jobs just to make ends meet. Number 6, build that wealth. What if I told you today I'm going to show you how to turn $10,000 into $2.5 million? Would you be excited to hear about that? Now that's some building wealth. And you don't have to be a professional athlete to do it. Oh. Now imagine if I was your math class teacher. Wouldn't we have shown up to school a little bit different? I think so. And last thing is protecting it. That will, that trust, that power of attorney, that healthcare surrogate, especially if you go into major wealth, Chadwick Boseman, Aretha Franklin, no trust. Millions of dollars into probate. Write this down, the difference between a will and a trust. A will is public. A trust is private. So if you leave an inheritance to your family, would you like it public or private? That's why every single one of you need a trust. And I don't care if you have 0 to your name. So the importance of budgeting while you're playing. You got to be thinking about this. Look at the problem right now. Our country, how many of you love somebody right now that's in their 60s? Think about that person right now. That person might be in the room. Think about that person right now. What if I told you that the average 60-year-old has $152,000 saved right now, today, in America? How does that make you feel? That is sad. That is a problem. We have an emergency on America right now. And it's the reason why, I believe, is because we weren't taught about compound interest. How many of you have ever heard of this before? Compound interest. Awesome. Now, how many of you have heard of the Rule of 72? We got 1. Okay, so this is a great example of America. 1%er in the room got the Rule of 72 in his hand, and what it does is it teaches you how to double your money. How many of you guys would like to double the money that you have right now in your wallets? What if you doubled it again, and then doubled it again, and then doubled it again? For instance, let's say you take the number 72, divide it by your interest rate. It'll tell you how long it's going to take to double your money. So let's say you go to the bank, and the bank offers you a 1% return. Well, 1 divided by 72 is going to take you 72 years to double your money at a 1%. Who's got that time? Well, you could get a 12%, double every 6 years. Well, let's look at that difference. This is an example here of a 20-year-old. Now, how many of you are 20 in the room? Kind of, almost, around there. How many of you spend $100 a month on stupid stuff? All right, you guys are all millionaire, 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 millionaire. I'm serious. Look at the screen. $113 a month at a 9% average. You're on track for $1 million saved. Now, how many of you guys are going to go put $1,000 away every month? Change your family's legacy. Anybody? Where's my legacy thinkers at? Usually the athletes are legacy thinkers. Anybody? There was a comment made earlier. I think athletes are leaders. That's just me. And especially if you're a captain in the room, you're going to end up owning something. Just wanted to say that. We can't help it. But let's just think about that 50-year-old person in your life. Anybody have a family member that you know is not saving money? You just know it. You never talked about it with them, but you just know they never have money because they're always asking you for $20. That 50-year-old has to save $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month to get to their first million. Now, how long is $1 million going to last you, gentlemen? How long? How much is it a year to live your lifestyle now? Or the lifestyle that you want? 100K? So 100K, let's just say I have a lifestyle of 100K. 10 years, I'd be out of money. Do you guys want to retire longer than 10 years? I hope so. And how many athletes retire early and don't make their money last because they weren't taught these things? Here's your $10,000. Where's my 19-year-olds in the house? You get a $10,000 check. What do you usually think about doing? Buying a car. What else? Going on a vacation. What else? Food. Where's my foodies? Immediately, right? So if you have $10,000, you put it at a 1%. By the time you turn 67, you're going to have $16,000. But let's say you look for that 12 and you aggressively attack those returns. In other words, before you make any investment, ask how fast it's growing. Do you think that would be nice to be taught that in school? Like before you even invest in a 401k, imagine being able to say, hey, how fast has that 401k been growing in the last 20 years before I put my money there? Wouldn't that be nice to know? Because what if it was growing at 4% compared to 12% in the last 20 years? Which one would you rather be in? 12. There is, but you usually have to have some fancy financial advisor to get access to them. And usually the banks say, for you to have access to a financial advisor, you have to have $100,000 to start. Do you see why the industry's messed up? Do you remember the first screen I said? The financial industry doesn't want you to know any of this. They just want the wealthy to keep knowing about this. They keep it from us. They keep it from my Latin family, that's for sure. Matter of fact, my family's so darn skeptical, they're going to... Isn't it every skeptical person you know broke? Is that just me? Yeah? Oh, yeah, well, you went there, right? Okay. Here we go. So let's look at this. 22. You're in the game of your life, okay? You might be thinking all about ball, all about the field. And I get it. I want you guys to play your hearts out. Trust me. Trust me. I believe in all of that. But let's just say you're like Sarah and you learned about the rule of 72 earlier and you started saving $300 a month. And you only did it for 8 years. You stop at 29. So you only do it for 8 years. You put in 32 grand. It's growing at a 9% average. And now Sarah has 1.4 million. But she only had to save for 8 years. And if you see George starts saving later at 30. Where's my Latin people in the house? You don't have to leave until you get married? Anybody? So you don't have to save money, nothing, till, we get married. Well, let's say you get married at 30 and finally you start saving money at 30. But you can see George saves $151,000 and has a little bit less than Sarah. The point to this is time. You guys are so young. I'm 36 now, and I'm looking back at the 25-year-old Rose, and I'm going, thank you so much for saving the way that you did. Because I'm seeing my first couple doubles now, and I'm thanking her. I'm thinking that I didn't choose other things that I could have spent my money on, and I put it toward the right things so my family could have financial peace at a very young age. But what about the 1% example? We have $10 trillion sitting in bank accounts right now, growing at 0, 0, nothing. Look at this. The average bank account, 0.09. 70% of women keep their money in bank accounts. 2/3 of the United States economy's wealth is about to go into women's hands. I'm looking at the women in the room. And we also need to learn about money. How many of you love your ladies? Did you know that right now, we're going through the biggest history in wealth transfer we've ever seen in history? 100 years ago, men used to trust their brothers with the estate. But now, men trust their wives with the estate. This problem is really bad because if you don't know about money and your partner doesn't know about money and most of our money is sitting in bank accounts, who's winning? Who's winning? Not to mention your credit cards. The average credit card is 22%. Let's do the rule of 72 to that. Well, if you're paying the minimums, after 3.2 years, you've already paid what you owe and you still have the same balance. Well, no wonder I could never pay it off. No wonder I can negotiate with creditors because they've already got it 10 times over. How many of you guys are feeling me right now? Anybody got a credit card? You're like, shoot, I maxed it out already. Where are my max outers? We got to pay that off. Never use 30% of a credit card, okay? All right, 4 threats, procrastination. Where are my procrastinators? Oh, the worst nation is procrastination to be a part of. I have no option to be procrastinate because I have every reason to be prepared. That's my little affirmation for you that I created so that I don't never procrastinate in my life. Because does it happen? Absolutely. Losses. How many of you guys have seen a market crash? Heard of it? Know what that is? So businesses, they can become great. Investors want to put their money in it. They want to grow it. Some of them become stockholders. Now we have what's called a market. And when their companies go down, when their companies grow, our money goes like this too. Okay? So how do we prevent losses? Did you know that there are accounts out there that don't lose in the market and that grow above 10%? And they even grow tax-free. I know. Some of the OGs are like, where's that? That's why I'm here. We emphasize on tax laws that the government keeps from us. Remember, why don't they teach us in school? Do you think they want to teach us how to not pay income tax and retirement in school? No, they want their taxes. They want our taxes. Inflation. How many of you guys have seen the grocery store prices hack up? It's like, what the heck? Then a year, 2 years, you're already seeing a difference. And then taxes. You can't even pay a light bill without taxes. And yet they don't teach us about it in school, do they? So let's just put yourself there. Now you have $10 million. You're financially free. You're 65 years old. You did it. And now Uncle Sam wants to have a conversation. And you start to pull out of your retirement. And depending on where you put that money, it could be taxed anywhere from 0 to 38, 40%. Anybody? So let's say you have $10 million. Would you be upset if $3.8 million was taken in taxes? Did you guys know that's how 401ks work? Did you know that's how IRAs work? Pensions, deferred comps, anything that says deferred till later is going to get slammed with big taxes at the end. And by the way, would you rather pay taxes on the 10 grand you put in or the 2.5 that it grew to? The 10 grand. But they don't teach us that, do they? They just say, sign right here. Go ahead. A Roth is tax exempt. Give me some. No tax on a Roth. Give him a round of applause. He's over here learning. Yeah. So write this word down, Roth, R-O-T-H. Anything Roth? I won't tell you the backstory of what the Roths came from, but it's tax exempt, which means there's no taxes when you withdraw. Now, the only problem is if you guys become awesome athletes, you don't qualify for a Roth because you're going to make too much money. Have a Roth IRA. The max you can make is like $125,000, $21,000 right now. Do you guys want to make more than $121,000 a year? Yeah. Or how about this? You get married, and you and your lady make $270,000 together. You're also too wealthy to have a Roth IRA. So where do I go? What am I going to do? That's where we come in. You got to talk to a financial educator. They don't teach this. And matter of fact, we're looking for more people to help us advocate on this because we just don't have enough. Wouldn't you agree every family deserves an advocator in their family? And every sporting arena needs us too. And I'll leave with this last topic. The biggest reason we have bankruptcies in our country today, and the biggest reason why people are running out of money is medical costs. You guys are young. You guys are healthy. You guys are fit. You guys got everything going. So did my guy Raul. He was fit. He worked out. He did everything right. Multiple successful businesses. He traveled the world. He just had 2 different beautiful babies. He's 36 years old. Just got engaged. Healthy. If I showed you a picture of him, you'd be like, what? Oh, when an infection can hit. It was a bacterial infection that took him out, guys. 2 weeks he was in pain. 2 weeks he was in and out of the ER. And the doctors kept telling him, it's just an infection. Keep taking antibiotics. Listen to your bodies. You guys are men. You guys are the strong ones, but doesn't mean you always have to play strong. If you're hurt, you got to get to the sideline and get better. Not even the pros will let you go out injured. These are important. Think about it. If baby boomers only have 152,000 saved, and the average retiree is going to spend 122 on medical bills, you guys, we have an epidemic. We have a problem happening in our country. Just as much as you're seeing poverty rise, imagine elderly poverty rising. You're going to see more elderly running out of money than ever before in history. And frankly, our next generation, we're going to change that. We're going to be the difference. We were taught early, right? We were taught today. You guys can do that in so many different ways, but you have to believe it, even if people laugh at you. Last but not least, these documents will change your life forever. I know. You're like, wow, this is really some boring stuff. Well, let me tell you. You see this whole power of attorney, healthcare surrogate, those documents are so important. You got to get them right now. Who makes decisions on your wealth if you can't? Who makes decisions on your health if you can't? If you're 18 in this room, you must do that. Right now, it's your parents. What happens if your parents are no longer here? This has happened over and over in my career last 10 years because someone didn't have a document signed. We had a client recently, husband passed away, 6 months later, she gets sick, has no kids, she's in a coma, ex-boyfriend comes to the hospital and says, I'm the husband, gets her documents, gets her keys, goes back to her house, drains all the bank accounts, drains all the stuff. Turns into this crazy episode, all because this wasn't signed. By the way, we can set these up for you guys for free, okay? Both of these. I think financial literacy should be free too, but that's just me. That's why I'm here today. Okay? All right, let's finish up strong. Start saving early and start planning for what's after sports. Even if you play a long game, even if you become the best player around, what's after? Does anybody know what Kobe Bryant wanted to be known for? What did Kobe want to be known for? Anybody? Anybody? What does Kobe want to be known for? You guys don't know? Man. Well, LA's here today. I'm here. LA's repping. He wanted to be known as an investor. He wanted to be known as an investor. He wanted to be an investor out of all things. And by the way, when he died, why don't you guys take out your phones real quick and Google how much life insurance did Kobe leave for his family? Go ahead and Google that. That's just his life insurance. Go ahead and Google that. How much is that? How much did he leave? You guys find it? $600 million in life insurance. So I'm in estate planning, right? Kobe Bryant's my password on everything. My cat's name's Kobe. She's unstoppable. When he died, all I could think of was, did he put his stuff together? Did he do what he said he was going to do? And sure enough, he did. He put that truck together. He put everything correct. Everything was seamless. And he Kobe'd it. Just saying, he did. Last but not least, this is not all we have. We have tons of classes. We have domestic violence and financial abuse. Yes, 1 out of 4 people still fight about money. We have special needs classes for special needs people who have family members with special needs. We have a $1 million baby. How many of you guys got kids in the room? Young dads? Awesome. We have tons of different classes in different languages. How many of you guys have friends with all different backgrounds? Yep. And my last but not least, as I bring up Runako Spencer, if you could please come up with me here. I would not be here if it wasn't for my friend. He let me teach him about money a while ago. And he had a pretty crazy story since we met. And he's going to tell you guys a little bit about it, and he's just going to close out with some final thoughts. I have a book for you. This book right here, if you text me, I'm going to send it to you right now. It's for ages 15 to 35, and it's got all cool chapters like how to get your first car, how to get your first house, how to merge finances with your wife, and, you know, stuff like that you might want to know in the future, actually immediate future. So looking forward to that text. It's an honor to be here, truly. I definitely appreciate your time. Runako, please come up and give us your closing thoughts and tell us your story of how important this stuff was.
Yep. You had a question real quick.
Text your name, and you can say hi, Rose.
But yeah, guys, my name is Runako Spencer. I go by Rocco. Yep. So before I get into that quick story, just how I kind of got here. So Reggie is a good friend of mine. I've been knowing Reggie all my life, right? So anyway, I get back to that. So I seen this presentation. I think Rose presented this presentation just like you guys sitting here now. About 5 years ago, seen the same presentation. You know, found out about this stuff, and immediately was like, man, why did I know this? You know, I wish I knew it. You know, long time ago actually, but at the time, you know, my I was working, you know, my job paying 6 figures. I'm good. Saving probably about 15 at this point. I'm doing well with my saving. I'm saving probably about $1,500 a month, right? So I'm just saving. And yeah, my money was just in a bank account. That's you know, like most folks. So when I found out about this, I couldn't wait till she got to the end of the like, where do I sign? What's the account number? How do I get my money over here making this, you know, making more money? So, long story short, I mean, I immediately transferred my money from, you know, the bank account into one of these accounts that I think now it's been averaging about 12 to 13%. So anyway, long story short, my money is making money while it's just sitting there, right? But also in a nutshell, so again, mad that I didn't know about this, you know, long time ago, man. I just wanted to share this. Like, I just couldn't wait to tell somebody, tell my family, tell my friends, like, you guys need to know about that, right? And so that's kind of why I'm here now, you know. So saying that to say, So not only did I want to, put my money and make my money work right, I wanted to share and wanted everybody around me to be able to do the same thing, right? So that's how I end up basically signing up, joining the company and being able to, being a part of this company and educate as well. All right. So then around the same time as when Reggie, because again, this was about 5 years ago, when Reggie left Tuskegee and started this company with Alex, again, it was just like a no-brainer. Like, you guys, you guys playing baseball, 18, anywhere from 18 to 20 years old. This is the perfect time, right? So I just felt that it was just a natural fit, man, that How Money Works be a part of the education that you guys are receiving. But anyway, this story, she asked me to tell about a story. So, I'll say this. So, one of the last things she talked about was insurance, and it was on the screen, but she didn't mention long-term care, right? So, long-term care is a part of insurance that insures you for anything happen to you, anything happen to you that causes you not to be able to, do some of your most daily activities. But anyway, having that particular product, long-term care, as long as you have that ailment or whatever going on, the company pays you up to about $10,000 a month, to help you continue to, live your life. So the story that she wanted me to tell you, so it's been about 3 years ago. So also I'm a DJ, right? I DJ here in Atlanta, right? So one night around about 3 years ago, it was a shooting at the club, right? So while the shooting was going on, I got struck 5 times, right? While I was DJing in the DJ booth, right? So jabbed me up, so I still can't really use my hand or whatever. But anyway, to tie this in, that long-term care that I was telling you about, right? $10,000 a month I would have received, right? After this happened to me. So again, not only did I move my money to a product that's, making 12 to 13% versus 0%. Also, again, it comes with long-term care, right? That pays you, so unfortunately this happened to me, but long-term care kicks in $10,000 a month. So what I wanted to relate that to with you guys playing baseball, you got to think about this. Of course, we know about the IL injury list, right? Especially the pitchers. Any pitchers in here? So, there's a lot of injuries with pitchers, right? So you got to protect your arm, right? So say something happened to you and, it's just, pitchers, there's a lot of wear and tear on their arm. So you got to protect yourself. You got to think about it. Tommy John surgery, all that. Just, I wish that on nobody. But just think about this. All you guys as athletes, while you playing, you actually can have this long-term care associated to your body. And if you say you go on IL or whatever, you can get this money, you'll be paid like $10,000 a month to, while you're going through this, right? So that's what I wanted to put out there. We got a lot more information. I think we're going to have some breakout sessions, but that's going deeper into everything. But it's just so much education out there that you guys need to know about. But anyway, that's my time. We'll talk to you guys some more. Any more questions before we handing it off to I'm not sure what's next. Appreciate y'all guys. We're looking forward to talking to you guys some more, man, because we got a lot of more information to share with you guys.
Man, we appreciate you guys. Everybody, biggest thing is about making money. All right, so you got to understand money to make money. I'm still trying to understand money. So but we're trying to make it too. Go ahead, Ski.
Okay, before we get ready to take a break and eat, kind of get single, we're gonna count off by fours. My one's gonna be here, my two's gonna be here, 3 and 4. So starting off with you, baby. 1. Come on, 2.
Go ahead and get you in your groove.
3,
So 1,
4.
2, 3. Yep.
Okay, and we're gonna continue. 1,
Scoot over a
2,
little bit,
3,
taller, lanky.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Get everybody with people in front of them, right? Threes, come on. I talking about getting you guys jobs. We 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be a light lunch, so we can jump into this, guys. Get y'all to Play Ball Park. Remember, you represent us at Ballpark today.
Breakout. If y'all can go ahead and start getting ready.
main interest is really helping people and helping people find a path in life. We don't feel like we got everything we needed while we were young, but we had to learn it the hard way. And we thought about, hey, why don't we build a nonprofit where we can help young men and girls kind of navigate through that without going through the headaches. And we have real life scenarios with our students and our people. So you'll have a card about who you are, how much you make a year, what your credit score is, and we go deep into what is a credit score. What does that take? You guys know anything about credit scores yet?
Not yet. Just a little
Some of
bit.
it? Anything is better than that.
I know how to fluctuate.
Okay, okay, that's good. You have an idea of what it is. That's the good part. I didn't know nothing.
Nothing.
And my parents didn't know nothing. So it was kind of one of those situations I had to learn the hard way, and I don't think that's fair. I think if I have a knowledge of something, I should be more than willing to share it with someone to get them on a better path than I had. So always ask questions. And one thing we didn't have is what? ChatGPT?
Oh
my God.
When I was getting my master's, I had to literally just.
I had to go to the library and get a book. Check it out.
We couldn't search certain things that get out.
That's over with.
Right,
Yeah.
see?
So you guys
No library.
no more, right? Libraries in your phone. Yeah. So you guys have access to stuff, but you just need people to kind of plant the seed and ask questions. So that's what we're gonna do here today. So you guys will share with us. You're telling me you probably do science. You're studying science, maybe. Okay, so
I'm not sure.
you're not sure.
Yeah, of course.
And that's good. But you also need to have a plan B. Hey, what if my arm something happens to my arm? You know what I mean? I don't want it to happen, but be planning for the worst. Yeah, be planning.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what I would do. I'm trying to figure that out.
You can only just figure it out. Like what you're doing now is the best route ever. Just go down, what actually strikes your first liking. You're like, okay, let me try this. Okay, let me try to do that now. Don't procrastinate, wait to the last minute. But what you're doing now, you're on the right track.
I think I'm a good communicator, so I think I'd be able to speak to
There you go. That's a skill.
Your
Confidence
confidence.
transfer.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm approaching.
Your approach.
I can have a conversation with anybody about anything. So I feel like I can use that to kind of
Be a manager.
But I don't know where exactly that would take me.
Yeah, well, let's start planning on that. Like, I'm just speaking here instead of doing the nonsense of checking someone's page or whatever it is. Work on yourself at that time. What makes you different? What makes you stand out in a crowd? And see what that fits into career-wise, right? Right. Think about entrepreneur. And you can be an entrepreneur. Chelsea is an entrepreneur.
Yes,
She
I
does
have a
balloon
business.
Yeah.
What business?
I'm a balloon artist, so I do balloon setups.
And you'll be surprised.
Well, of course, the bigger setups in this,
Yeah.
but I started very small 4 years ago, and now I have clientele every Saturday and Sunday and Fridays.
Okay.
Yeah, people need balloons. People need balloons.
Yeah,
That's not even something I would think
People
of.
are always having events. People are always having baby showers, birthdays. Think of something like that where people are always needed, and then see where you can put yourself in it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? What's your story?
So right now, my 5th year senior.
Okay.
I want to stay in baseball.
Uh-huh.
So I'm starting up with baseball academy with Dad right now.
Nice.
And I also want to get into mental health. That's a big part of my lifestyle.
And it is. And a lot of people, especially our people, like to neglect their mental health. They're like, oh, I don't need no therapist. Oh, I'm fine. I can just ignore. I can drink it away. And they can't. And it rolls into addictions as they get older. So that's really, really good. So y'all are already on the right track. Honestly.
What about you?
I'm going to be a freshman at Talladega College.
Okay.
I wanted to major in therapy.
Okay. Yes.
Exercise science there, but they didn't have it. So I did cybersecurity.
IT, you're good. I have a master's in IT. That's awesome. You will always have a job. See, boom. Somewhere where people will always need it. Not somewhere where they're going to delete the department or something because of AI.
No, you still need a human touch.
Yeah, but they say you still need that human touch. I'm telling you.
You still need a human touch.
Underwriting.
Yeah, we do underwriting.
And I'm telling you, they've been trying to replace us for the longest, but they
They
can't.
can't. Because we have the eye of a human. I can tell if something is wrong with something. I have that sense.
Robots are just
the
going to
intuition.
accept the client.
Yeah.
Without keeping the company first.
Yeah. What about you?
I want to be a physical therapist, after baseball.
Okay.
And I kind of want it to be like a trainer job, though, because I want to be at the school and with the teams.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
And see, boom, they always need that.
That's my parents are physical therapists too.
Yeah. So
I know.
Let me ask y'all this: have you guys like started with resumes?
I have one somewhere. Yeah, I was gonna say I have one somewhere.
Okay, start doing that now.
Yeah.
Just building on it,
Update
even
it
if it's
every
like
month.
your statement about yourself that goes on top of your page.
Yeah, because you should be doing something.
Yeah,
every
like
month.
who are you? What
Something
makes you
small.
stand out?
Nothing that's
New
doesn't have to be
new
too big.
accolades out there.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, on
There
the
you go, your
highway, network say
achievements.
somebody evil,
And on your resume, what you're doing with your dad? Baseball Academy. You help coach, right? Put that on there.
Yeah.
Find something about it. Build a agenda on what you're doing, how you accomplish that, what's your next goal. You know, things like that. People want to see you active and doing something. Show leadership. That's what a lot of people want. They don't want to be there doing everything for you. They want to see what you can do to take a load off their back. You know. So yeah. So update your resumes as you go. Even though you're thinking you're young, you don't need a job. Why not? What if a job pop up, somebody come up to you like, I need a physical therapist? You already got a resume. All you gotta do is beef it up a little bit, is what I call it. Beef up your resume.
But thank y'all so much for joining us.
Yeah, guys. If you have any questions, please, this is our Instagram. You guys can go there.
Follow us really quick. Yeah, let's get a
If y'all have, if you guys have questions for me and Chelsea, we're more than happy to get on there and talk to you about it and guide you on whatever you may need. Okay. Well, anything comes up in the future, feel free, please. I'm pretty friendly. Chelsea, she alright. I'm just playing. She's ready. Where Bobby at? Come on, confidence.
We're taking a picture.
Hey, Bobby. Oh, I'm gonna get in front.
Because they see now. They see. You guys want to be on the end?
Oh, it don't matter. Okay.
They see how it's done.
Thank you. Cheers. What you got?
Somebody took me the
Yeah, I know.
My notes were too powerful.
Yeah, let's
I
do
wrote
it.
down
Thank
all the
you.
statistics.
Thank you, guys.
We're done?
Yeah, what you want to talk about? Come on.
What happened?
What kind of questions
What
you
you
got
got
for
for
us?
me? Yeah, Bobby. You got people skills and you have an ability to keep conversations
And some
going.
real people
Yeah,
here.
but and your voice is pretty distinct. Maybe you could do like TV. What is it?
What's
I
your
would
culture
I
background?
don't feature
Like,
for the camera. So my mom's Cuban and Puerto Rican and my dad's Jamaican.
Can you
I heard the
speak?
Jamaican.
Oh, yeah.
You speak Patois a little bit,
Translate for the
I
game.
don't really speak it very well.
but you know what they're saying.
You know,
Yeah.
you're like me with.
My grandma was like a max level Patois.
Ooh, I bet. I've been to Jamaica 3 times and I still don't know.
Like max level, like 100,000%.
I believe it.
So you guys have, everyone has a talent. You just have to discover what it is. What do you have that he doesn't have, and vice versa? That's gonna make you competitive.
I actually have a lot of
Well, there's something I can.
my God.
Lord.
No.
There.
See how he just move everybody?
Yeah. Are you speaking sports term wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I played defense on the radio.
I'm saying more of a human. I think sometimes we forget the human in us, and that there's something special about you that you have to discover just individually that makes you distinct. So, like for example, Chelsea, she's a socialist. Chelsea's a socialist, for example. She loves to interact with everybody, get to know people. And I'm very like, I'm going to watch you for a minute before I say anything to you.
Yep.
Yeah. Because at work, she's walking around making friends. I'm watching people, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go say something to this person, you know. And then we're going to network. We're going to figure out how to better each other. So those are the things. And I can read people. Yeah.
Like,
I just read him. And yeah, everybody has something special about them. You just gotta figure out what it is.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why I wanted to get rid of the song?
Why would we get rid of you? We never even said that. We never say that.
30 seconds ago.
Bobby, you still here. Yeah. So how did we
Because I
get you
came
up?
back.
Yeah, go get your notes. You want to go get the notes, but you ain't bring that back with you.
Somebody took my notes.
Well, by
Because they
then.
seen I was going to work. That's what it
Ooh,
was.
because those notes were so
This
amazing.
rule of 72, I'm gonna get 12%. Like,
Yes. Oh, about that.
I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna chop it up.
By the
with my
way,
dog over
about
there,
that,
too.
if y'all take anything from here, please listen to what that lady's telling y'all. Please. Yes, yeah. That rough IRA he's talking about, that's real deal. Okay? Start a 401k, even if you're just putting in $100 a month to start off, but increase it as you get older. You're gonna feel so much better when you're like 30 years old and you got $500,000 just sitting there growing. Okay. Yeah, like she's yeah, with the money you have. Yeah, and you gonna, like she said, you're gonna walk different. When you know you have finances that's yours, you're gonna walk different. Women are gonna look at you different because we can tell. We can tell who got that financial stability. You can tell, and it's not about your money. It's about the fact that you can be a provider is the part. Okay, we can be providers too. Cause I got a good job in business and so chill. You know. Y'all play all this. Yeah. Don't you? I'm already seeing. This is the playground. I'm already seeing. We like y'all though. Did y'all enjoy the presentations that they had today though? Did it motivate you guys?
I was actually so motivated. I was writing notes
And that's y'all show your notes. Well, at least you helped somebody else.
No, but I actually need to tell myself. Because like you see, like when we're talking about giving back and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to give yourself, or you can give back to them.
You right.
And my notes actually just got stolen from me, so I need to.
I think you should make an announcement.
Yeah, you should. Guys.
Excuse
me, I'm very took my notes. Imagine.
Can you please give it back? Or see, everybody to look in their books and make sure they don't have the wrong ones.
Grab the mic.
We got like 3 minutes. Let me ask you this. We have questions on the back of this card. Okay. Yeah, you're ready. Okay. How do you manage work-life balance in college and beyond?
Okay. So, what I do is.
Oh my God! I knew it was gonna be so serious. He knew. He knew it wasn't going.
I don't think it wasn't that difficult. I don't know. I feel like.
Right, because I'm like, it was.
Oh yeah,
Do you?
It was just schoolwork.
Well, how did you manage that schoolwork and still having to play games?
I've been doing my whole life.
You just do it.
Yeah.
It's priorities for you, right? So you just know what's more important and what's not important, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did. To be honest, like, as much as I'm talking to you guys right now, I didn't really socialize that much in school. Because, like, I don't go out of my way to, like, meet people or, like, make friends and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm not, like, a boss or anything. I kind of just
wake up,
go to practice.
You had a goal a week.
Yeah.
And that's okay, too. But as you get older, you'll notice that you'll have to network more so people can, connect you more.
Yeah.
Networking is everything. And this is a great opportunity right here. Y'all have been around all this today. So what do you do? Do you guys keep an agenda of what to do daily? Calendar? Stay balanced?
I mean, like, it really just be the same thing. Like, it's kind of like when you go something, like, you got your own schedule and everything. That's really how we be. Like, we had conditions Monday to Friday. So Monday, Thursday, Friday, we wake up at 7 every day. Regular. You can mind out, come back, and go back to work.
So when did you go to class?
No, I'm talking about like now.
Okay.
It was like schedule was
Did you have to do that during like school though, or like in high school?
Yeah.
So wake up early. So how did you do that?
Well, I haven't done it in college yet.
Okay. But in high school.
So last year I was in the post-grad program.
Okay.
Which is like
I don't know. I haven't tried to connect. I'm trying to connect with you guys. That's my goal.
So like I'm still playing college.
I connected on the phone, but I'm connected to
Oh, and that's another thing.
It's not good.
I don't do social media. Like this is my own social media. I don't check in on posts on social media. I call them. I meet you.
Okay, we're gonna do it for a month.
You should try it. It would so change your mind. The way you think, the way you perceive life. I don't buy something because I see it on social media. I buy it because it's easy. Okay, good. Because I'm interested and you don't determine what I'm gonna like and want. So it really helps you out. My husband can't stand that. Alice Weiss is my husband, the owner of Minority Baseball. So that's all the wisdom he got. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Came from Z. It's from me. I'm the one that told him.
Make sure I let him know.
Oh yeah, you let him know. You let him know. You can bring him over. I'm the one that told him, follow your passion. Don't try to please other people. Man, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna be at the courthouse signing them papers. I'm crazy. I'm just saying. And I've listened. I know this is way off, but the people that you entertain, make sure it's people who support you, people who want your best interests. People just not because of the top players or whatever. Just watch out. You know what I mean? Protect your peace. Okay. I know you guys are young, but protect your peace. Protect who comes into your life. Oh, that's a good little ending right there. That was gone.
That's what I be trying to tell him. He just let everybody in his little bubble. And I mean,
everybody in your bubble.
I be trying to tell him, like, I be trying to, like, help him grow as a man.
Okay. As a man, same age. We're the same. Thank you guys. All right. Thank you guys. Good luck. Y'all have any questions, please reach out to us. You're gonna get this mic, so we be talking regular. How's it going?
I'm good. Do you mind holding the mic while you talk, or you
Sure.
put it on yourself and talk to him?
All right.
Swing the camera around for you.
Okay. Oh. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
What stood out the most? You were texting me? Who are you? Which one are you? Junior. That's how you say it. I was trying to figure out how you said that. That's a cool name. I know, mine's not going through either. I've sent all of you guys books, but it's like pending. Because there's not good service right here.
I'll take some good notes. Yes, please. I think somebody found out my notes are too good to me.
Did they?
Nah, it's probably just somewhere around there.
Oh my goodness.
I just have to talk. So you see her? Yeah.
So what is your majors?
I'm doing sports management.
Sweet.
I'm doing exercise science.
Sweet. Right. So you guys are going to end up in the arena somewhere.
I'm not sure. I feel like it's kind of, it's not broader than
It's very, your choice is very specific.
I don't know if the statistics that makes sense.
Well, forget statistics. Just go get it. I'm not a statistic. I'm the opposite of a statistic. You just have to be you know that. You just know the head and eat the tail and go get it.
No, but a lot of stuff you said really good. I related to.
Yeah.
Because I'm just bad to it, so I like stuff like my mom. Bro, that lady, I just left her 1 year bank account.
She has. Scared? Yeah. That's my father too. He didn't get his first bank account until his 60s. He was scared. Wow. So you got a lot of teaching to go home and talk to mom about, huh? True. I might. Well, I would love to send you guys an actual physical book too. I'm going to send you guys the ebook, but if you guys entertain with me on the text, I'll make sure you guys get a physical book too. And who knows, maybe I can meet Mama. That'd be really cool. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, by the way. I'm from LA. She's Atlanta. Yeah, she's your Georgia peach right there. She went to Tennessee State University. So we have the How Money Works book club at Tennessee State and UCLA. So by the way, guys, if you really feel this should be on your campus, we are looking for advocates as well. And so we have people that are your age that also teach with us. Matter of fact, our youngest coach is 10 years old. No, he just teaches about it. He teaches. His parents have it for him. Oh, they receive it because if you imagine a 10-year-old teaching you the rule of 72, and you're like, I don't even know this, and how does he know this, right? So, yeah, yeah. We always do the kids event on Thanksgiving week because the kids are all together. So we always have the kids teach the parents about how money works, and every single year there's always some parents in the room, some older somebody in the room, like, the heck? This is crazy. Like, I thought I was just going to do a kids event, and they ended up feeling like they needed to go and do some homework themselves, you know. So what do you guys like spending your money on now?
I think I probably spent like $2,000 on food. Like the past month. Straight food.
Montgomery? Is that the best place to get food?
In Montgomery,
Oh, that's where you guys are coming from.
down to the nitty gritty.
So wait a minute. So if you
Great
spend
question.
2,000 a month on food,
Okay.
y'all saw
So
that
you said,
chart
because
with
remember when
the
I asked you about the accounts and you get like 12% interest?
Uh-huh.
And you said that, you said like there's bunch of stuff, marketing and stuff. I already forgot. But can we go over
Yeah.
it? Can you go over what you said? And then I can remember my
Yeah.
question.
So there's
I can ask another question.
So the key is that you know to ask somebody now. So if you're going to start investing, your first question is how fast. Go ahead.
So I have, like, since I was a kid, like, I've been very blessed. Like, my family loves me a lot. And, like, they give me money that we don't have. So it sounds like a little kid. I would say I probably have, like, $2,000, sitting in my little Legoland wallet from, like, when I was 10 years old and stuff. And it's literally just in my closet. And I was thinking about what to do with it. My mom told me to put it in a bank account. I was like, no, like, that's dumb. I'm not going to do that. And then, because I knew, like, I know a little bit. So I'm not going to do that. And I was thinking about investing. But that's kind of risky. I go up and down.
Well,
you can put it in a company.
You would consider that more of like an emergency money, right? So you're not saving that for retirement, are you?
I mean, it's just there though.
So when you're coming to an investment decision, you want to make that decision based on when is your plan to touch this money? What is it going to be used for? So there's three areas. It's either a short term, which is like an emergency fund, or maybe a car, or paying off debts, or getting your first house. Then there's the midterm, which is like life. I want to have travel. I want to go on vacations a couple times a year, right? And then there's long term, which is how much money do I actually need to be financially set for the rest of my life? You would want long term. Okay, great. So long term accounts, there's a mixture of them, but the idea is that you want to kind of understand how they work, because these can all grow at those great returns, but how much is actually going to go home with you is what matters, right? Because if you make $1 million and 30% of it is taxed, did you really make $1 million, right? So yeah, exactly. So that's a huge chunk, right? So these are all your tax exempt places to save where there's no taxes, but they don't teach it and they don't make it available to us, to the public. So that's where we come in as licensed professionals. We have access to all of these, but the idea is that you want to be able to first ask how fast the account is growing, and 2, how is it taxed, and 3, when can I touch it, right? Because some accounts can go touch, because the Roth IRA is great, it's tax free, but you can't touch it till 59.
My mom had to get eye surgery, and she didn't have it, so she had to take it out of her 401k.
There you go.
And she's young. She's
There you
like,
go.
she's 50, I think.
Yeah, my mom drained her entire 401k to medical bills. So that
my
remains
mom's
resonate.
like 50, and I think she took out $20,000, and I think they took like $6,000 or $7,000.
It's just off taxes? Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Just
And
like
they don't
that,
tell
like,
her.
4 years of work is gone.
They don't tell you. And they don't tell you. They don't even give you an exact any explanation of how things.
If I wanted to put it into like somewhere where it's gonna grow, like one of those 12 or 13% accounts.
We'll keep that in mind. That 12% averages is what you're looking at. It's not going to grow 12% every year. You want to look at the look back. So what has it averaged in the past 30 years? And anything over 10% is rocking. Anything over 10% is rocking, is great. Yeah. If you're anything lower, it's probably just sitting in the market and riding the flow compared to having somebody watch it.
What's the difference between something that's from like 10 to 12 versus like 6 to 8? Obviously, the difference is the percentage, but what makes the percentage different?
Well, it's how it's managed. So if you are active managed, right, and passive managed. So think about a friendship, right? An active friendship is pretty awesome. Or a passive friendship, which is like, yeah. So do you want that with your money? No, you want an active person, right? So depending on if you have somebody actively managing it, you might be paying some fees to get higher returns. There are accounts out there where you don't have to pay those type of fees to get those types of returns, and that's what we teach too. I think what we should do is a financial needs analysis to see what your actual goal is. So like, for instance, if you were to have a certain amount of money every month, what would that be at the very least? Every month, like the very least. Well, let's say if you've got a job today, what would it be? You graduated, everything. What would you want every month, no matter what? At the very least.
Like, what would I want?
At the very least.
Very least, like, I don't want to say something stupid.
No, you were here to say 3, and most people can live off 3 in our country. So.
Yeah, I was saying.
Okay, so $3,000 a month.
I would say, I don't know, like 50,000 a year.
Okay, so let's look at.
What is
So let's look at that. Okay, so let's look at that 4,000. Okay, so 4,000 a month. Yep. So remember that chocolate bar used to be 25 cents, and how much is it now? And what's it gonna be when you turn 65? What about when your kids turn 65? Right? So in other words, that 4,000 today, if inflation's been averaging 3%, by the time you get here 30 years from now, what's 4 times 3? It's going to be 12 grand a month that you're actually going to need. So your goal, at the very least, is 12 grand a month. Okay? So check this out. 12 grand a month. 12 grand a month, right? Times 12 times, let's say 20 years. So at the very least, you need 2.8 million saved.
Wait.
To live the way you want.
I missed something.
Our age group right now needs this much to have 4,000 a month the rest of their life. It's fucked up. I know. Sorry, I'm cussing them. We're talking about inflation, okay? Oh shoot. Take that back. Don't listen. It's messed up, isn't it? It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So take an initiative if somebody wants 10 grand today. If they want 10 grand today, well, that's $30,000 a month in the future. 30,000 a month. And who the heck is preparing anybody for that? What are pensions doing? Nothing. Now let's talk about sports for a second. Okay. What's the average, like, give me like a bare minimum pro ball 5-year game? What is the big lump that they like what would you say? Like, give me a contract. 4 million? 40?
I mean, if you're just an average, just like an average.
40?
5 too much or too little.
Let me see.
5 years. Bro, you think you're on the field, but they wouldn't be giving them 5 years. They wouldn't be giving them 5 years.
Okay, 5.6 million is the average.
Per year?
In general.
For like 5 years, 5 million.
5 million for their signing contracts. Okay, so get this. How many people get their $5 million contract, 10 years later it's gone?
Yeah.
A lot of people, right? So my bank account, I have a bank account. It's called the cash reserves. It grows at 4% guaranteed no matter what. And I can touch it. Doesn't matter. It's not no 12, but it's a 4. And it's better than a 0. And I can touch it, and I don't have to wait for anything. So let's just say that guy put his $5 million in that bank account that we have access to. It would be paying him $200,000 a year just for putting it just for sitting it there. Do you think he would not blow the money if he knew this? But how many people go put it into a bank that has no return? Everybody, right? So even our bank accounts can have 4%. So imagine getting like that where you can just, so that's why it's like, imagine your income is actually $2 million, getting that interest paid to you every month at 4% or 5%, and imagine you never lose your money. It stays there, and you just live off your interest for the rest of your life. That's what investors do. They live off their interest. Yeah, they live off their interest. Then you're just living off the interest.
4% of $20.
No, but 4% of $5 million is $200K. Shoot. And then I keep that $5 million for my family and just live off the $200 every year. Set for life. But they don't teach us this, right? What do? We go turn and take that $2 million, put it into a friend's business or friend's trucking company, right? Trying to come up with some brand, some chain. What are you gonna do? We actually have a seminar. It's called the Financial Future of Black America, and it talks about the spending habits. It talks about the spending habits and how money doesn't cycle to our people. It cycles back up to the whites because we buy and we purchase. Women fall in the same category. Women are the same category of that. But they actually said that if we don't shift that in our community, that it could be an economic downfall for our communities. And Latinos are the same way. They're so skeptical, they don't ever have savings. But it's because they've been hurt. They've been lied to. They've been stolen from, Like, we have years of trauma to regrade. Yeah, we got to talk to her. What was your name again? Bobby? Okay. And you didn't text me, huh? I was like, I didn't see it, Bobby. It didn't come through. You're like me right now. Okay, cool. Torres.
Where are you from?
I don't know. My dad was the Mexican that got kicked out of the family, and he was the bad one.
So you're Hispanic and Mexican?
I'm Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Irish. All the drunks.
I'm not gonna lie.
We got a Puerto Rican in here.
I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Canadian, Puerto Rican, and Jamaican. And then my mom's dad, the Puerto Rican, I think he was either Irish or Scottish too.
That's so cool. Well, it's cool. I mean, we have a lot of history to be made, especially knowing that a lot of these things that are available today were not available 50 years ago for our people. So, yeah. Yep, that's that interest. Working. Huh?
You pay everything that you do, and you're still in the same spot or something.
Yeah. So let's say it's a interest rate. Let's say her interest rate is 29%. Okay. So when you look at her credit card, you're gonna take the 72 divided by 29. So that means it's doubling every 2.4 years. So let's say you max out a credit card at 29% and you just pay the minimums. After 2.4 years, you've already paid back what you owe, and it still has the same balance. House interest is crazy right now too. It's at 6%.
So watch out.
I might have dropped an F-bomb. Full disclosure.
Make sure you get that.
What about time management? What about this? Right? So first thing is that you should always be at your resume because they're going to apply to whatever job that you apply for. You gotta be on time. You gotta be disciplined. Like you have to. You don't have an option. Okay? I'll give you another scenario. Every week, before games, to prepare for the game, you have to attend what? Every practice, okay? And what's the purpose of practice? Okay, what's the core skill set? Okay. So what core skill was that? How do you motivate them? Okay.